never forget this. We went down there, and I'd been around TV stations, and of course I was already in radio at that point by 2 or 3 years. But we went and watched them do the 6 o'clock news live, and the anchor person was a guy named Nick Miller, and I don't think he lasted in the market very long. Very talented guy. He just went on somewhere else. And we're standing there, watching them do, the news and sports and weather and everything. And he says, that's our broadcast. We'll see you tonight at 11. CBS News is next. Good night, everyone. And then, you hear the director and the camera, all right, we're clear. And he gets up and he walks away from the desk, and he's got a sport coat on and a jacket on, but he's wearing shorts as he walked away from the desk. And I just remember thinking then, because I was always been a news geek. I was always watching TV news when I was like 6 or something. I was like, it's all been a lie.
A few shows ago, someone said, where's Hoppy's music?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well,
you don't have to do that. That's okay.
Oh, no, I'm doing it. Because it's not the same song.
Oh, really? You have a new song?
Someone submitted this song.
Oh, I hadn't heard it.
We got a Hoppy song?
Can you hear it without headphones?
I can.
Okay.
That's all right. Just go ahead and play it. I'm sure it's wonderful.
This is the opening to Hoppy's Obvious Observations. He's hearing it. Brad's hearing it for the first time. Let's do this.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
He's hearing it, and Brad's hearing it for the first time. How is your hearing?
I'm sorry, what?
Here we go.
He's got thoughts that sound brand new, but they're things we already knew. He's got his lip balm ready, heaven knows. Let's make it quick before his bladder blows. It's Hoppy's Obvious Observations.
Hoppy, take it away with your obvious observations.
Oh, and Ryan, we talked about this without you on the air yesterday, that you supposedly had the inside track to all the good candy for maybe to stash some of the stuff for us.
Only after trick or treat.
Right. Ryan finds where it is after.
I don't mess with the candy supply, but in that brief period where there's candy in the building between trick or treat and the Christmas parade,
right,
I try to keep tabs on where it is.
Well, so have you located this?
No.
Give him time. That's what I'm saying. Give him time.
Okay.
Right. It's like a treasure hunt every year.
I most of the time it's in the room off to the side of the front desk, but sometimes it's been in like supply closets up in the second recording studio near the MetroNews.
So sometimes like in the back of the toilet, in the reservoir. He's found them everywhere.
So when you find this candy, you'll remember your old pal Dave.
No.
And your immediate supervisor, Coop, correct?
Coop, yes. Yeah.
Huntington, you know who they play? Sevier County, Tennessee.
That's exactly
They've already
right,
played one of the best teams in Tennessee in the opener. It's their only loss so far. This is also one of the best teams in the state of Tennessee. So I don't know what they're going for, a CFP playoff spot or what they're trying to do down there in Huntington, but they're challenging the heck out of themselves.
Does it ever feel like 24 years? Do you ever sit back and think it feels like, sometimes I can't believe it's been 24 years, and I just think it feels like it's been a lot less.
And then there's other times I think,
yes,
it's only been 24 years?
Yeah, same thing.
I would love to go back, and I don't think I have I know I don't have any way to doing it.
No, I don't want to go back and hear the first show.
I would.
I would too.
I would love to go back and hear show number 1 of year number 1. We had different producers. We weren't on video.
Right.
A lot of things have changed over 24 years. But yeah, sometimes I think I'd like to go back and say, you guys never got any better at all.
So
as he approaches the tee and blasts one, a low line drive. It's going to be Tyler on the return now. And Tyler up the middle, trying to break a tackle, gets outside, look out, another big play, Tyler down the sideline, he will score, touchdown Frankfurt, they answer right back.
I drove home one night, it was around 11:30 on a Sunday night, and I said, you know what, I've been doing this, and I'm tired of doing it. And I felt the program was slipping. I just felt, hey, you know what, it's time for a younger guy. People said, did I miss football? I was busy and I didn't miss it. No, I missed Saturday. I'd go to the game and, I'd just sit up there and kind of wish I was going to do this or that. But I didn't miss all day Sunday. I didn't miss all day Monday and all that preparation.
5, 3.
Red 57! Red 57! Hot, hot!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Bill McKenzie hits a 38-yard field goal on the final play of the football game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
From the home of the state's land-grant institution, inside the Health Plan Studios, in the Dale B. Miller Building in Morgantown, it's time for the state's most listened-to sports talk show. This is the CityNet Statewide Sportsline. CityNet, cybersecurity experts for the digital age. And now, across the state of West Virginia and beyond, Sportsline is on the air.
Hello again, everybody, and we welcome you to downtown Morgantown, MetroNews Radio and Television Studio of June 2026. Travis Jones along with the coach, Greg Hunter, in with you live on this Sunday night show as we are less than 1 hour away from first pitch for the Mountaineers and North Carolina in round 2 of the double elimination tournament and the College Baseball World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. Already one game completed on West Virginia's side of the bracket today, an elimination game. Troy defeats Ole Miss 12-8. So Troy stays alive, and the loser of the West Virginia and North Carolina game will face Troy coming up in the next game, right?
Yeah, Tuesday, 12 p.m. Winner of tonight's game between West Virginia and North Carolina remains in the winner's bracket. They'll move on to Wednesday at 2 p.m. Out of whoever emerges from the loser's bracket. Loser's bracket team will need to beat the winner's bracket twice to get to the championship round of the College World Series in Omaha. But we're going to head out here to Omaha in just a second and check in with their guys who are, I guess, they just taken up residency in eastern Nebraska.
They're not alone from the looks of
No.
it. You know, we'll ask Brad about the crowds. We saw the crowd in the first game against Troy. I'm curious to see if it has, and we won't know until the game starts. If more Mountaineer fans have made the trek out now. After West Virginia won their the first game against Troy.
Good question.
Yep. All right, Brad joins us now. Again, with limited time, he's at the ballpark, and first pitch is coming up, so we'll have a few moments here with him before we let him go. Brad, good evening.
I don't care about the damn hat. I just didn't want to lose because I didn't have a hat.
See what I mean? He's always talking.
Yeah.
He's out politicking.
And I played it, but I haven't played in 30 years, and it's still in there. I can't get rid of it.
All right, here it is.
It's my burden to carry.
You know, you think a radio guy would
understand.
know he's on the radio.
Yeah, the hot mic.
I'm here.
You there, Brad?
Utter chaos, guys. I am here, yes.
Okay, what, were you being thrown out of the hotel? What's going on there?
No, we're at the Golden Blue Enterprises MAC event inside Let It Fly, and guys, this is every bit the bowl game. It is packed. There are Mountaineer fans everywhere, and I hope you can hear me better. I'm outside now. So.
Yeah, hear you fine. So how far is that venue from the stadium?
Less than half a mile.
Oh, okay, good.
It's literally like, and you're in a grid-type system here in Omaha. You walk down half a block and straight ahead 2 blocks, and you're standing in the stadium. So it's a great gathering point.
Before we talk baseball, have you been able to gauge whether or not more Mountaineer fans arrived after the Troy game? Were there some just kind of waiting to see if West Virginia would win and then they were going to head out?
Yeah, I think that is the case because, one of the challenges with this event, and there aren't many, and I'll get into this because I think it's maybe prisoner of the moment, but this is one of the best events I have been around when you encompass or tie in everything that goes around it. But, yeah, Trav, that has happened, and it's hard to come out here and stay for a full 10 days if you're winning. But there is clearly more people in here, and we did an event like this before Friday's game, and it was packed as well. But this went to a new level, and I probably individually talked to 30 or 40 people that had just arrived here in the last 12 hours to watch this team. So, yeah, I think that's exactly what happened, Travis. A bunch of people have arrived today.
So you weren't at the stadium that with the game that just concluded between Troy and Ole Miss, but obviously you had an eye on that. What were your thoughts as the Trojans, who the Mountaineers defeated a few days ago to get in this position, took down Ole Miss with really impressive offense in the second half of this game?
Yeah, Greg, I thought it just furthered what we had thought before we even got to the tournament and then before West Virginia played Troy, is that that's a really good, scrappy team. And I know I'm not breaking any grand analysis there. If you get to Omaha, you're really good. And that Troy team goes up and swings and takes attacks, and we saw that on Friday. That's a good baseball team. So not overly surprised that they beat Ole Miss and that they're still hanging around. And we'll see what comes next for WVU. But I was really impressed again with Troy, as I was on Friday as well.
All right, so what are the Mountaineers up against tonight with North Carolina? Of course, we saw them in the postseason here not that awful long ago. But, as we've seen with college sports today, rosters do overhaul. But this is a very good UNC team. If you look at their record, more wins on the season than West Virginia. Ryan Lynch will be on the mound for them tonight. He did allow 4 runs in 5 2/3 in the Supers against Southern Cal. But, Brad, what are some of your keys, and how well is West Virginia going to have to play in this one?
Yeah, I think this Carolina team, again, without having watched them a ton this year, but as you start to dive into them a little bit, they might be one of the 2 best teams in here with Georgia, and there's a reason their odds to win this are so low. I think it comes down to pitching today for both teams. I think if you get a Max Yale performance, if he does what he has done almost all year, then you're going to be right in this game, and you're going to have a legitimately good chance to win this. North Carolina is probably saying the same thing. You look at some of his numbers, and as you mentioned with the Supers, they don't jump out at you. But if you talk to people that know baseball about talent, this is a dude. This is a potential MLB guy. So they're going to get a great pitching matchup both ways. They hit to contact a lot as well. It's not necessarily a team that will live off the long ball, although they will hit some. But this is going to be pitching and defense, which, guys, plays right into West Virginia's hand. That's what's got the Mountaineers here. So if that holds, and again, you never know, if that holds and you do what you do, then you're going to be right in this game.
Offensively for West Virginia, they've relied really since the regionals on the bottom half of their lineup so much, and it was certainly that case the other day against Troy. As Tyrus Hall has 4 of the RBIs on 2 huge hits for West Virginia. So can the bottom part of this lineup continue? Does the top of the lineup have to perform better?
Short answer, yes, because they're in the top of the order slots for a reason. So yes, but we've talked about it, Greg. This bottom of the order has been lights out. Brody Kressler with 2 hits the other night. Then Lumsden drops down 2 sacrifice bunts, and then you mentioned it. Ty Hall swinging a really hot bat and playing a great third base. So they're rolling. If you can put those 2 pieces together, then this lineup becomes pretty formidable. So yeah, you'd like to see Gavin break out. Armani continue to do what he does. I'd love for Paul Schoenfeld to get hot again. Sean Smith swing the other day, guys. How fast he come through the zone with that bat on that home run. So it's all there. Just got to put it together today. And we know the key with West Virginia is base runners and hit the ball in the gap. So you got the 1 home run yesterday, but as we've said many times, this park's big. So do what you do, put the ball in play, let's get some runners on base.
Certainly for everybody who comes to Omaha, they always talk about the weather. You Midwest guys just rave about how it's 90 degrees every day, but it doesn't look like the weather is nearly as oppressive right now in Omaha. What's it going to be like tonight?
I said to Tony today as we were walking around, I said, you don't get 10 of these a year in June in this area. I mean, it is beautiful. It's warmed up here significantly in the last couple of hours, but there's a nice light breeze and the humidity is not overwhelming. This is Chamber of Commerce stuff today, guys. There is not a cloud in the sky still. So as we get into 6 o'clock and this turns into 7 and 8 o'clock tonight, literally picture-perfect weather today. And in an area that is, can I rave about Omaha for a second while we're on this subject?
Sure.
This has been, guys, and we've all been to a bunch of events, this is way near the top of my list of just how they treat you, how the people walking around Omaha, there's no questioning what does your logo mean, who is that, where are you from? It's an immediate let's go Mountaineers from Omaha natives. The servers at the restaurants have been awesome. This has just been as well-run event as I've been around, and I can see why it is one of the few that is planted in Omaha, and they keep it decade after decade. This thing it's awesome. They have done a tremendous job.
What's the plan for the Three Guys crew in terms of your broadcast schedule from here? Because, I mean, no matter what, West Virginia's got at least another game to play. Hopefully they win, and they got several more games to play. But you know you're playing Tuesday or Wednesday, one way or the other. So I assume you guys got more broadcasts to do, more podcasts.
This is wild. You guys are sitting in what is a beautiful studio. I think we might rival it inside this Let It Fly bar and restaurant. It is an unbelievable setup for a studio. So they're going to open it back up to us again. We're going to be back in here 7 or 7:30 Central Time tomorrow doing a game wrap-up for today, and we'll ship that out, and then we'll go from there and see what's next. But tomorrow morning we'll have a game wrap-up on what happens tonight against Carolina.
Please tell me that at least one of the 19,000-plus Jell-O shots that's on the board at Rocco's belongs to one of you three.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I think the three of us were shut out in that category, although I think we are the only three in town with any kind of gold and blue on that has been shut out.
Well, my guess is some people have had more than one, because I wouldn't guess there's 19,000 Mountaineer fans there right now. So
there's a lot. I don't know if 19 is there. I think a couple people might have had two. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you're there for a while. I saw your family at church last night. The daughters didn't remember you. You've been gone so long. So we'll look forward to your return, but hopefully you guys stay in Omaha for a while longer.
Yeah, might as well keep winning the thing. Everybody's out here. Everybody's gathered. This team is playing great, and just so much fun to be around. And, yeah, might as well stick around here in Omaha for a few more days.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it. Enjoy the game.
Okay, see you, fellas.
All right, there's Brad Howell from Omaha, and this MetroNews update from Omaha. It's been brought to you by Jarrett Construction, right on time, right on budget. Call Jarrett Construction, license number WVO 30133. Coach Hunter, needless to say, we're on the precipice of the biggest, without question, baseball game in the history of the school coming up.
Yeah, but you know what, though?
You win this one, I mean, you're in the catbird seat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the driver's seat to get to the championship round, right? So, and as West Virginia saw in the regionals, Kentucky was in a similar situation, and the Mountaineers were able to overcome that, winner's bracket edge that the Wildcats have. So it can happen, but I think the odds are almost always that the team that's in the winner's bracket, and thus somebody needs to beat them twice, is certainly, as you said, catbird seat for West Virginia. So, but you know what? And you're right, biggest game in Mountaineer baseball history. But it feels like we've been saying that for about a month now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just everyone's the next. The next one is the biggest one. But that's what happens when you win in advance and get into moments like this. But certainly a tough game tonight against North Carolina. But I don't feel like this one's over West Virginia's head. I mean, who knows? It's baseball. Who knows what happens ultimately? But I think West Virginia's going to be right in there fighting when this is all said and done.
Curious to see how Max Yale responds tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him at home in that massive game, and had some shoulder issues, arm issues.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it, I would say, also was upstairs in the brain issues.
Yeah.
And this is a massive stage for him.
Yeah. Came back and was much better in the super regionals than he was in that regional. In the only loss West Virginia's had in quite a while. But yeah, the shoulder situation was an issue for him there, but bounced back well. But you're going to need an elite level performance from him. North Carolina is a team that can score runs. Their pitching is what they're noted for the Tar Heels, but they can score runs. Max Yale's got to keep the Mountaineers in this game.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So North Carolina, again, went over now defeated and gone from the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss, 6-2. So the Tar Heels, 52 wins, 12 losses, 1 tie on the season coming in to this one. If you look back on kind of how their season has progressed, much like West Virginia was riding high, they were as well coming into their regional they hosted in Chapel Hill. Did lose to Georgia Tech, however, in the ACC championship game. And you may recall they got pushed to elimination by USC after the Trojans shocked them in game 1 of the Super Region by the final of 9-5. That was the last time that the pitcher that West Virginia will see tonight was on the mound.
Yeah, though those Tar Heels needed, I won't call it a miracle, but they needed a ninth inning rally in the deciding Game 3 of that Super Regional to come back from a deficit and get a walk-off victory in the bottom of the ninth. So they're an out, 2 outs away from having been eliminated themselves. We know how close West Virginia was, really a couple times against Kentucky. That's the way these things go. More often than not, you're going to be on the precipice of doom at some point, but those that overcome it are those that are still playing, and West Virginia and North Carolina still playing. And tonight, as you said, the winner really is in great advantage to move on to the championship round of the College World Series, which will start next weekend.
Yep, certainly. And not that it means much in comparing scores, particularly in baseball, but they beat Pitt 4 out of 4 times they met them this season.
And we won't discuss what West Virginia and Pitt did, but you know what? Long time ago, and doesn't matter. One game in baseball, 23-1. It looks, Yeah,
I think Pitt would exchange that victory for being in West Virginia's shoes. Right
absolutely,
now, for sure. All right, 6:22. We'll take a break again. First pitch about 38 minutes or so. Actually, looks like first pitch 7:12 Eastern time. So we've still got some time before they get underway out there. Text lines are open. 304 Talk 304. In the meantime. A couple things we'll get into. Football recruiting. West Virginia's picked up a couple of verbals since we were last with you last Sunday, so we'll discuss that coming up. Also get into the wrap-up of the high school sports season. 4 baseball champions crowned yesterday down in Huntington. We did on-the-field interviews with all the head coaches, and we'll hear those coming up a little bit later on as well. Sportsline underway on this very, very heavy and big baseball night.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Hey, this is Brad Howe for your local internet provider, CityNet. High-speed fiber internet is probably at your front door, and now's the time to connect. Your tax dollars helped expand broadband access across West Virginia, and CityNet makes it real. More rural communities in West Virginia can finally get the high-speed internet they deserve. With free equipment, free installation, no contract, and local support you can trust. So whether you're streaming, working, gaming, or running your business, CityNet delivers the speed and reliability you need. When it's high-speed internet you need, CityNet.net connects, protects, and perfects.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide sports line returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science.
Again, first pitch 7:12. 7:12 will be the first pitch. West Virginia, by the way, will be the visiting team today, so the Mountaineers will be at bat first, coming up in this matchup with the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Steve writes in, congratulations to Deuce McBride for winning the NBA championship as a part of the New York Knickerbockers.
Have been using this one since these playoffs, or since they got into the championship round. Deuce becomes just the third Mountaineer player ever to win an NBA title. Jerry West won one. Just one. That's, first of all, I mean, I think a lot of people have heard that before. Wouldn't
have believed that.
Yeah, but Lakers with Jerry West, and he went a ton of times. Never could get through the Boston Celtics. Anyways, Jerry West won one. Jerome Anderson, who was on the roster and played in the game, but admittedly was sparingly used by the Boston Celtics in 75. It was 75. Won a ring. That is it. Now, of course, Joe Mazzulla won one a couple years ago as a coach, but he wasn't a player. There have been several other Mountaineer players who've played in championship games. Bobby Joe Smith, Hot Rod Hundley, Fritz Williams, all played but never won NBA titles. So first time since Jerome Anderson in 75 that a former Mountaineer player has won as a player in the NBA. So this is obviously an incredibly rare event in West Virginia lore, and congratulations to Deuce McBride. And, and the Knicks, whether you're a Knicks fan or not, still, great for Deuce to see that opportunity.
Yeah, certainly. Well, good news there. Bad news for a former Mountaineer women's basketball player is we've gotten word today that J.J. Quinterly has been released by the Dallas Wings, former third-round pick, who had a very optimistic rookie season before it was cut short by injury. She has struggled coming back from said injury. Torn meniscus is what she had in her knee, had it surgically repaired. Did recently returned not that long ago to the active roster, but has been released by the Dallas Wings, selected 27th overall in the 25 WNBA draft. Appeared in 34 games as a rookie, 13 starts, averaging 6.5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 43% from the floor, and nearly 40% from beyond the arc. So she'll hit the wire, and hopefully will not be out of work long.
Yeah, I mean, I guess first and foremost for Quinterly is get healthy, as quickly as you can. I mean, knee injury isn't exactly something you can jump back from, with speed. But her quickness is such a big attribute for her. You can imagine that any loss of that through a knee injury is going to impact her ability to play. So get healthy, but we know she's good enough and has already proven she can play in the WNBA.
Certainly. All right, Coach Hunter, let's talk a little foosball recruiting here. It was a busy week last week since you and I were together. West Virginia last week alone picked up, let me see here, four commitments last week.
Yes, exactly right.
Most recent coming on Friday.
Yeah. Monty Williams, a running back from Memphis, Tennessee, committed to West Virginia just the other day. And a kid with, like a lot of those in this class, is, very highly regarded, has a nice offer list, 3-star player, but had offers from a nice group of them. Trying to pull that up exactly.
I got it here.
Okay.
I got it here. Offered by Vandy, Tennessee, Auburn, and Colorado.
There you go. So, 5'11", 205, seen highlights of him. Stout.
Oh, sorry, a lot more. Sorry, a lot more.
Oh, yeah, that's just sort of the top
Florida
of the
State,
list.
Indiana, Kentucky, Louisville, Maryland, Miami, Minnesota, Missouri, Ohio State, Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, Oregon, Pitt, Purdue, USC, Wisconsin.
So he's the second running back and the 19th overall commitment so far for West Virginia. Now remember, all these are verbals. All these are high school players that are going to be seniors this fall who won't be able to sign their scholarship letters until I think it's December 2nd this year. So you still got a little under 6 months before they put pen to paper. But Monty is one of those that, again, like so many in this class, has really nice offers. And he joins 3 others that committed within the last few days, certainly since we were on the air last week, who also have really nice offers. One of those actually was committed to Penn State, Zach Gleason, a cornerback, defensive back from Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh, 6 foot 170, had offers from a bunch of schools, had committed to Penn State in the spring, but after a visit to West Virginia recently, flipped his commitment and is now verbal to West Virginia. So I've said before, I mean, you think of Central Catholic in the West Virginia connection, especially with Mark Bulger. And there have been others. I mean, heck, we're about ready to watch a Central Catholic product take the field for West Virginia in Gavin Kelly. But it's not been quite as many as maybe we realize. High level, certainly. If it was just Bulger, it would be incredibly high level. But it's not been as many as you would expect. So it's really nice to get into a program and get a commitment from a player, a high-level player from a program that produces so many. They've got 3 offensive linemen that are going to be seniors at Central Catholic this year. One's committed to Notre Dame, one's committed to Ohio State, one's committed to Penn State. Talk about a roster.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. 19th player overall in the state of Pennsylvania is Gleason. Here's his offer list, Power 5. Stanford, Boston College, other than Penn State. Boston College, Cal, Cincinnati, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan State, North Carolina, Ole Miss, Pitt, Rutgers, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, Wisconsin, and that's it. He had interest from Florida State, Michigan, but they didn't offer.
Yeah, so good offer list for a Viking of Central Catholic, but decided to make the very short trek down to West Virginia to continue his college career. At least he's so verbal. West Virginia went a little bit further in terms of distance to get 2 others that have recently verbaled to the Mountaineers. They went to Indiana, Muncie, Indiana, to get Chris Wilson. And both of these kids that I'm about to talk about are both really long for their positions. Wilson, 6'5", 6'6", defensive end, listed at 235, but if you watch him on tape, he looks even thicker than that, and certainly has the frame to put on considerably more weight. So while 6'6", you think defensive end, depending on where his frame goes, he may be an inside guy before it's all said and done. Don't think he's a nose, but certainly could be a defensive tackle. We'll let his body determine ultimately where he plays. But he's a defensive lineman, like I said, from Muncie, Indiana. Again, really good offer list for Chris Wilson. And, Travis, I think, like so many in this class, 3-star kid. But, Iowa State, Auburn, Indiana, Cincinnati, a bunch of others. He had over a dozen power schools that had offered him as well. But after a visit to West Virginia, a couple weeks ago, committed to the Mountaineers. And then the last one of the recent vintage of commitments for West Virginia is a really long and highly thought of wide receiver from Georgia, in Marietta, Georgia, in Brock Burris. Again, offer list that includes a bunch of really good schools from Florida to Purdue, North Carolina State, Arizona State.
Yeah,
Tennessee, a bunch of others. But he's 6'5", 190, uses his length really well. Again, a guy you watch on the highlight film, high points of football, with outstanding ability. And obviously at 6'5", that's what you want, is somebody who utilizes his height to a great extreme. So those are the 4 latest for West Virginia. As you said earlier, 19 total have committed to West Virginia in this class. And It's not done. We're just getting into the heart of some of the camps that West Virginia, and everybody else for that matter, holds in June. June's a big camp month, so there'll be a bunch of kids that'll come through as part of camps. 7-on-7, I think, has already been held, but a group of others that will come through. And again, you never say that verbals stop, because anymore there's no set time period, but you're really sort of in the heat of the moment right now, and you're already at 19. Again, there is no ultimate number that you get to anymore. The days of you got 25 in a class are long gone. You got 105 on scholarship. That's it. And that's the only number that matters anymore. 105 on roster. So most of those will be on scholarship, if not all, when it's said and done.
So this current we're talking 2027 class for West Virginia now has 19 commits overall, is currently rated 28th in the country as we sit here by one recruiting service. There's probably, I've seen some inside the top 25.
Yeah.
So there's some wiggle room there. But this one in particular, 24/7, has West Virginia currently is the second best class in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Behind Texas Tech. My question for you is an indication of what to you when you're talking about, early Rich Rod? I mean, this is really his second class, so to speak, but it's his third. But the first one was kind of a scramble.
Yeah, he just grabbed whatever he could. The very first one when he got here in December, and you were trying to sign, actually, hold kids. He wasn't hired until after the signing date, the first time around. So
is this an indication of the better position NIL wise West Virginia?
I think so. I mean, it does look like, and it started last year. I thought last year's class was really good. I mean, that's the Kevin Brown, Matt Sieg, Armani, Latimer, that group. I thought West Virginia did a nice job in attracting that group and securing some really high-level prospects then. And a lot of it was because they were in better position with resources and finances and those things. And now that continues. I think, one thing it indicates to me, and we'll have to wait and see how this ultimately shuffles out. And I've said this before, but West Virginia is not going to avoid transfers. I don't think anybody will in today's world. But I don't think West Virginia is going to go after 40 or 50 like they had to the first year Rich Rod was around. Even last year, West Virginia went heavy. I think they'd like to get to the point where there are 15, 20 transfers, and the rest are high school players that they develop and retain. Now, you're not going to retain them all, but I think you'd like to get to the point where you can build from within and then supplement and fill gaps with transfers. And I think we've seen last year's class and definitely this year's class, which is just starting, that's what Rich Rod, and he said it. I mean, I'm not telling you anything that hasn't been said, but I think that it's obvious that's the direction he would like to go.
Yeah, and it's hard to monitor. I'd be curious to know how many programs have followed this particular mindset and that kind of blueprint, and who's making it work.
Yeah.
My guess is there's a few, but it's always going to be you want the scales to tip, I think, in your favor if this thing works perfectly and you're able to retain more than you are having to grab more each and every year. And, and the retainment part of it, we don't know how that's going to work yet. I mean, you're early into this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And
at least the mindset.
Said,
I mean, the retainment under Neil Brown was bad.
Yeah.
You lost some guys. I mean, we saw, we've seen, I mean, Mesidor comes to mind immediately.
No, there's no doubt that retention is a key. And, I know in talking to Neil and now Rich as well, retention is their biggest thing, and that's the biggest thing they want to use their NIL dollars for. I mean, you have to have enough to go out and get transfers that can supplement your roster. But if you feel that you're recruiting at a high level, you got to have the resources that you can keep those kids and allow them to develop within your system and then be able to pay them. A competitive number in comparison to what others are going to be offering them if they truly do develop. You mentioned Akeem Mesidor, who West Virginia couldn't keep, but you'd love to be able to in the future. And if you can, you got a chance. But again, this is such a different world. There's some programs that can do the recruit, developed, retain, but I think of those as more the highest of the level programs that have resources to really retain at a high level. We think of those that are sort of, I don't call them upstarts, but maybe you should. Those that aren't the bluest of the blue blood. Truthfully, they're going out and grabbing transfers and paying them. That's Indiana, Texas Tech, whomever. This will be a different realm if West Virginia can do it for a non-blue blood, one of those that isn't among the top 10 programs in the country.
Yeah. Well, there's two, as we know, there's two prongs to this entire scenario.
Mm-hmm.
One, you've got to raise more money. And two, so you've done that.
Mm-hmm.
You feel comfortable that what West Virginia did in recruiting last year, you've been able to do that. You're off to a great start here in 27. I mean, anytime if you're West Virginia, anytime you can get yourself into the top 25 nationally, you'll take that and run.
Yep.
I mean, you think back not that long ago, that was unheard of here.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, second part of that, you got to spend your money in the right places.
Oh, absolutely.
And that remains to be, that the jury is still out on that.
Well, I mean, Travis, we both follow the NFL too, right? I mean,
it goes to the top. They have to do the same.
You miss badly on some high-priced free agents, and I mean, everybody's dealing with. I mean, even though it's not a hard cap like the NFL has, everybody still has a cap, and if you spend millions on players that don't work out, it's money you don't have to spend elsewhere, or have the ability to spend elsewhere. So you better spend wisely, and everybody's gonna miss on a few. I mean, it even happens in the NFL. But you better have fewer misses than you do hits.
While we're on the football subject, this particular segment, texter writes in, how much pressure on Rich to succeed this year? Depending on your definition of pressure and where that would be coming from. From the fan base, there's pressure on him every year.
Yeah.
From the administration,
no.
I mean, probably not much. I will say this. I mean, it would be nice. You're riding the crest of the wave right now.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball had a very good year. Baseball, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
you know what's going on there. So you've got all this goodwill going on. Well, you would love for it to carry right into fall and have a good football year. I don't know what that means. What that means. Does it mean 6 wins in a bowl game or more? I think you'd love that. So I understand that you like to capitalize on all the good vibes right now and keep this thing rolling and have it roll right into basketball season. Certainly. I don't know. Rich wears his, sometimes Rich wears his thoughts outwardly, and he just seems like he's in a lot better mood right now than he was this time last year.
Oh, I'd agree wholeheartedly.
So I think you read into that a little bit. I think he's a little more comfortable with what he has now.
Yeah. And again, I mean, pressure, as you said, it's college football. There's pressure from fans every year. But I think administration, they understand it's year 2 of a rebuild. And, if they go 1-11, what will be the mood?
Let's
be realistic. But I think most people view this as, okay, let's see improvement over last year. And sometimes improvement doesn't even come to wins and losses. You like to see it come in that area, but it doesn't always. Let's just see the performance on the field get better. And I don't think there's any reason not to expect that. And if it does, okay, well and good. Then you feel like you're making the progress moving forward. I think this is a 4 or 5 year build until you can get a real feel of where this program's going. Again, we hearken so much back to what he did in his first stint with West Virginia. That was 3 years. But of course, he had taken over a better product. I mean, that was a team that had won a bowl game the year before he arrived. And they had struggles the first year, but they got progressively better each year from there. So if they can follow a similar sort of path, I think everybody will be happy in the early years. And then we'll see if the later years get to the stratosphere that he did. But start with the early stuff and let's just see improvement.
Saw this graphic today, saved it because I thought it was interesting to pass along to you, Coach Hunter, and the listeners and the viewers. Here's the list of the most experienced rosters in college football coming into this season.
Okay.
Where do you think West Virginia would fall in this?
Lower third. Not necessarily.
Top 50 is what
top
was
50?
listed.
Okay.
Yeah, top 50 was listed. So somewhere in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you'd be right. Lower middle.
Okay.
West Virginia coming into this season, in terms of experience, 24,620 snaps.
Okay.
The guys back this year. 37th overall nationally.
Okay. Number
1, team you play. The Virginia Cavaliers. 39,158. Interestingly, the top 5 contain 3 Big 12 teams. Texas Tech, veteran team. Oklahoma State is 3rd, although that brings you to an interesting point about this list. Just because they have snaps don't mean they were good snaps.
You're exactly right.
In the case of Oklahoma State. They always say that sometimes the worst part about freshmen is that they say a lot of times we have 22 returners coming back, but that's not always good news.
No,
if you didn't win many games last year. Houston 5th, 32,439. Let's see here. Baylor ahead of West Virginia, 27,000 snaps. UCF 26,945. Kansas 26,341. And again, proof that a lot of times this doesn't add up to a whole heck of a lot once you get there. You look at some of these snap totals. Ohio State is about mid-pack at 25,000, still ahead of West Virginia. Oregon, who had a nice run last year, 24,900. And Miami, 25,739. So there you go. But, that again, I do think it is interesting. Virginia will be the most veteran of teams in terms of snaps. And you play them in Charlotte.
Yep.
All right, 10 till. Take a break. Again, about 27 minutes away now. First pitch in Omaha. We'll take you, try to take you live till about first pitch. We've got some tape to play for you, but we'll do like we did last week, and we'll break in. And if there's any score change in the game, if in fact you are not able to see or hear, I think everybody this game, unlike last week when it was on the SEC network, this is on ESPN. So say most everybody has got the ability to see the game tonight. We'll take a break. Sportsline continues in a moment.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
At WVU Medicine Golisano Children's, pediatric primary care is never far away. Our pediatricians are here, for everything your child needs. Whether it's a well child or an unexpected visit, you have local, convenient access to our expert pediatric primary care team. Visit WVUkids.com to schedule an appointment.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
All right, 6:54, Sportsline continues. Welcome back. Travis and Greg with you till 8 o'clock tonight on the show. Thanks for having us on this Sunday night. The high school sports season has officially come to a close for 25-26, but don't fret. Don't fret. Golf begins. That's always the first thing to kick off, Coach Hunter, and that's 1st of August. So we're about 6 weeks away from the restart of the high school football season. I think
North-South football game is this coming weekend or 6 days away. Saturday at South Charleston High School.
I think the first day of practice for high school football is August 3, which is a Monday.
And of course, like everybody else anymore, it doesn't really stop, right? Because there are flex days and all that other stuff in between now and then.
Yep, a lot of camps going on.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we'll hear from all the coaches, but congratulations, George Washington won their first ever state baseball title, which
it's hard to believe.
The fact that George Washington or Morgantown had never won a baseball championship is, kind of unbelievable. Matter of fact, Fred and Persinger and I were in Huntington in a booth, and we were like, that can't be right. So we went and looked, and it was. St. Albans, also AAA winner over Ripley. Frankfort secured their second state title in the last 3 years with a win over Logan. And congratulations to the Sherman Tide, their first ever baseball championship with a 4-1 win over Gilmer County. It was interesting. You can ask Kyle about this Monday night when you're with him or next time you're with him. He was, admittedly, he'll tell you, he was one of the biggest proponents of this baseball tournament being expanded. Thought it was going to be a disaster.
Too much?
Well, in the 8-versus-1 games, you thought were going to be blowouts. You worried about the single-A pitching, which, of course, they had the space this year. They played Saturday, didn't have to play again until Thursday, and then Saturday again. So they were able to preserve, or at least to bring their starter back with all that rest. We didn't have one 10-run game.
Wow.
The entire time. It was way more competitive than I think all of us anticipated. So it's long. I mean, it's a long tournament for those of us who have to be there the entire time. But overall, I think it was a very good experience. Jack Cook Field in Huntington's a perfect setting for it, size-wise, and all the amenities that you could want for a high school baseball tournament. So thought that was pretty good. And if we can just get softball to go back to or go to single elimination, then you could move baseball back to its original week.
Mm-hmm.
And it just it messes with American Legion. It messes with some of the flex days. Some of these kids, they graduated over a week ago, so they want to get on with their senior trips, and some of them need to get to college.
Yeah,
is the other thing.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, for West Virginia, they're now again, baseball is. I mean, I guess if you're a multi-sport athlete, baseball athletes haven't necessarily enrolled, but if you're looking at the football and basketball players at WVU, they've been enrolled in started classes and begun workouts for over a week now.
Yep, for sure. All right, a couple of text questions here in this abbreviated segment. Bob writes in, got two questions. If WVU wins tonight, would they play the winner of the losers bracket game?
Yes. Yep. That'll be Wednesday at 2. So obviously Troy is already advanced. Troy on Tuesday at 2 will face the loser of tonight's West Virginia-North Carolina game. So you move on to that loser. So Troy, WVU, UNC, that's in a losers elimination game. Losers out, winner moves on to a Wednesday game. Now that team coming up for the winners bracket has to beat the team in the. I'm sorry, one coming up from the losers bracket has to beat the team in the winners bracket twice.
Yeah,
which is basically the same formula West Virginia used in its regional when it defeated Kentucky twice to win that regional and move on to the supers.
Well, the other key is if you win this game tonight is all of a sudden you don't play again till Wednesday, and you've reset for the most part. You're starting your pitching recycle at that point, right?
Yep.
You can go back to Chance and Cole and kind of start the whole thing over again, and then get Yale ready and Korn, who obviously worked those mid innings yesterday, so he's available. So West Virginia, very good pitching shape going into this game, for sure.
It did help that you didn't have to go super deep into your bullpen. Obviously, you would have loved to have seen Chance and Cole go a little deeper than he ultimately did on Friday, but the fact that Korn gave you such a long and very good stretch and then turned it over just to one batter for Ben McDougal leaves West Virginia still in good shape. I mean, they've got solid pitching depth, but you don't want to get past number 6 or 7. And by virtue of what they did the other day, they still have got a ton of their options left available. And you hope you win today, then you're in good shape in terms of your pitching setup for what would remain in the winner's bracket.
All right. Bob also asked, any thoughts on what do you think is going to happen with the Texas Tech situation?
Who knows? I mean, I listen to national pundits, and I don't think anybody has any idea what ultimately will come about after the judges rule on Brendan Sorsby. Travis, I've given my opinion. You can give yours. I have no clue what's going to happen. I don't think any of us like it, but what happens, I don't know.
I mean, if you made me guess, I would say one of two things will happen. I think the NCAA will fight it in court, find a higher court to overrule the circuit court. That's a possibility, depending on how much the NCAA wants to pay to get all that done. The second part of this is just shame on Texas Tech. We just live in a clown world.
Yeah.
I mean, where common sense is just completely out the window. if this was the world we grew up in, Texas Tech would say, sorry, son, you made a mistake. There's consequences for your mistake. That's, I understand if you've got a gambling addiction, you can go. We will fully support you going to rehab and trying to get that taken care of. But in terms of playing football for us, it's not going to happen. Now, why they don't do that? I mean, I'm sure it all comes back to one thing, and that's money. And they've invested in him. I don't know if that money's non-refundable at this point, but it sounds like they don't want to lose on their investment.
No, you're probably right.
And let's face it, their backup quarterback got hurt.
Yeah.
So if they don't have Sorsby, now they're in dire straits for a quarterback.
They don't know what ultimately will come about through it. But no, I mean, you're right. I mean, this is just the latest scenario and one that's getting a lot of attention, and I understand why. But we've seen so many others in recent years, schools that have gotten just caught with their hands in the cookie jar for whatever happens. And the administrations just double down and say, heck with the NCAA. They'll go to court, or they'll just ignore it, whether it's Kansas, whether it's LSU, whether it's whomever. And they ultimately, most of them have won those standoffs.
Yep.
And because of that, Texas Tech is looked at and say, you know what? We got better than even odds opportunity to win this one. Oh, let's roll the dice, and we don't care if we're the bad guys. All we want to do is win on the field.
Well, the disheartening thing is this. Of all the off-season issues that we've seen players have through the years, no matter what they might be, this is the mortal sin in sports. You cannot allow a player, particularly a quarterback, to bet on his own team. I mean, if you allow that to happen, if the NCAA can't get this stopped, what do you need them for?
Yeah.
And this just completely, at the heart of sports, the one thing that you always have to have is the interest of fairness. And as sports fans, that's why we watch. You anticipate everybody's giving their best effort for their side.
Yeah. Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that, again, on X, there's been a lot of accusations and there's been a lot of clips shown. But if you go back and watch when Sorsby was at Cincinnati and played against West Virginia, played terrible.
Yeah.
He underhanded a pick six to West Virginia. So it's, I'm sorry this happened to this young guy. And I'm rooting for him and hope he, is able to defeat what obviously is a very, very serious addiction, but he should not be playing college football.
No,
at least not this year.
No, I agree.
So. All right, break. A couple phone calls, texts. When we come back, countdown to first pitch is about winding up. We're about 6 minutes away. Sportsline continues in a moment.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
At WVU Medicine Golisano Children's, pediatric primary care is never far away. Our pediatricians are here for everything your child needs. Whether it's a well child or an unexpected visit, you have local, convenient access to our expert pediatric primary care team. Visit WVUkids.com to schedule an appointment.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide sports line returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot
and
about
onions.
this.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing, that they didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Sportsline continues. Let's grab some phone calls and texts. Bob in Charleston. Bob, good evening. Welcome in.
Good evening. I've got a comment and then a question.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys saw where the Texas Attorney General warned all of the Big 12 teams about taking punitive action against Texas Tech this year.
Yep, saw that.
Okay. I just wonder if the Attorney General will be able to stop the league middle linebackers from delivering cheap shots on the guy during the year. I don't know. And my question is, if I've got this straight, the NCAA appealed the decision, and it's going to be decided on, I think, in February by a federal court, if I'm right about that. Assume Texas Tech runs the table, wins everything. And in February, that federal judge says, yes, he was ineligible.
Mm-hmm.
Would they have to forfeit everything they won? And I'll listen.
Yeah. I mean, that's happened before. I mean, I don't really know what that, those we've seen teams stripped of things before. It doesn't really mean a whole lot.
No. Will Texas Tech hang a banner, if and when? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this whole thing has become, now Oklahoma's Attorney General also has gotten involved on the other side of things. So you got Texas and Oklahoma battling politically.
Well, the Oklahoma, I mean, what stake does Oklahoma have in this now?
Well, I mean, Oklahoma State is still involved.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can understand. They're protecting an interest of some of their constituents. But, I mean, now when politicians start weighing in on the whole situation, even in pro or con, no matter what I believe, that's like, come on, guys. Let's let this thing work out by the people who really should be dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know it should be a court situation. I think it should be the NCAA who finally is able to make and uphold their own rules. But we've seen that doesn't happen.
Well, it's a society we live in. We've seen it in our own state.
Yeah.
You get a ruling from the governing body. If somebody doesn't like it, they get a court injunction.
Yep.
That's how we got in the whole mess with the playoffs a couple years ago. Doug in Winfield. Good evening, guys. Surely that restaurant broadcast spot in Omaha is nowhere as nice as we had at Jambies back in the day. Well, Jammers, no. Jam-Bs, I think the guys were just in a
That's
booth.
a corner booth.
Yeah.
I did some from there. That was pretty cool, too.
Yes.
But, yeah, Jammers, there was a nice perch up on top there.
Yeah, we built a studio in there.
Yeah. Though, unfortunately, my memory of that perch is the day West Virginia got snubbed by the NCAA basketball tournament.
We were there, you and I.
Yeah, we were up above, and we were going to have all the players come up because they were down below ready to celebrate. And, that was a miserable.
Turned into a funeral.
Yeah.
Coach, these high school kids that are committing now for the 27 class, are they committing for 2.5 years, or do they finally sign their letter of intent, or are those conversations held after they officially sign?
Well, first of all, there is no letter of intent anymore. It's called the scholarship paper. The national letter of intent is gone. There is a scholarship paper. I don't really understand, to be quite honest, what the difference in the wording of one over the other. And, some of it is now how you sign kids through their revenue share and NIL deals. You do have the ability to sign players and recruits to multi-year contracts, basically. Now, I don't think anybody's signing more than a 2-year deal, but, some of those that you have some faith in, you try to at least get a 2-year deal out of them. I don't know how many West Virginia has because those things are kept behind a curtain, so we have not yet had the ability to see those. But I do know, Ren Baker has said that they're going to push for more multi-year deals for players in terms of trying to keep this retention number at a higher level.
All right, very good. Looks like Max Yale is warming up. We have a batter in the box. I believe we do.
Armani Guzman, ready.
Actually, Ryan Lynch is is on the mound.
Yep.
For
North Carolina.
Yep. So Armani Guzman is up.
Yep. West Virginia as the visiting team
leads
off.
That's right. You can tell I've watched my brains fried. I've watched 21
so
games
baseball?
of baseball in the last 8 days. All right, yeah, so West Virginia bats first. Just wanted to thank WVU Baseball for the College World Series for bringing back my love of baseball. Let's go Mountaineers. Nick from Beckley was curious, how did the attendance at Huntington compare to Charleston this year? I know that there were considerably more games, so I wondered how well it was received overall. Watched a couple of the AA semifinal games on NFHS and noticed attendance looked pretty light behind home plate and down the first base line. From your perspective, how did Huntington seem to compare favorably to Charleston based on the years you all have broadcasted? So a couple things on that. This ballpark has a lot of standing type areas. I'm talking about Jack Cook Field. I thought there were times where I agree with you, Nick. There were times on that, kind of tight end home plate shot that it looked, bare in those seats that you could see. But if everybody in a lot of those games, like last night, Morgantown, George Washington, there were a ton of people there. Hurricane, anytime they're there, there's a lot of people there. Sherman traveled extremely well. Gilmer County traveled well. Ripley may have had the best crowd there the entire weekend. But if everybody sat down, all the seats would have been filled.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll have to find out from the SSAC. Of course, this ballpark is smaller than Gomart Ballpark in Charleston in terms of seating. So we'll have to see how once the attendance numbers come in, how it compared. But I thought it was comparable. I don't know. I can't sit here and tell you it was better than Charleston in terms of attendance, but it wasn't like it was noticeably less. Let me say that. Good evening, guys. Doug in Winfield writes in. Surely that restaurant. I'm sorry, I read that one already. Moving on. Hey, guys, with the great success we are seeing with the WVU baseball team, why in the world doesn't WVU field a softball team? A total embarrassment in the Big 12 Conference. Thanks. This has come up numerous times.
Yeah. I addressed it every time. It comes down to a financial decision by the athletic department that softball would never make money. No program, even baseball, as well it's done, is going to make a profit I shouldn't say did not make money, make a profit. Football and men's basketball are the only ones that do. And where are you going to put your money? Do you want to put it into trying to improve your football and men's basketball, and also then have some money left over for baseball and women's basketball, which are all your highest funded sports? And if you do that, it doesn't leave you money for other programs like softball.
Texter says Pete Rose got banned for life from baseball for betting on his team. That should be a no-brainer for the Texas Tech quarterback. Agreed. It's good to hear the baseball tournament went well in Huntington. Your comments reminded me I was very curious about where people stayed. I'm pretty sure there are only 2 hotels. Everything else is along 64 towards Charleston, so probably had a long drive. Where did you guys stay? Everything hotel-wise, you're right, is kind of off 64. We stayed off 64. There's a couple of new ones there off the Hal Greer Boulevard, but I think I can't speak for all the teams, but I know that a few stayed in Barboursville. So not a terrible drive.
Yeah.
Not a terrible drive.
Relatively decent.
Yep.
Coach
Hunter, you've been watching. I have not. See, Guzman got on.
Yeah. Armani Guzman walked to begin with. Gavin Kelly followed with a ground ball to second that Guzman was able to move up on, but North Carolina threw out Kelly at first. So now 1 out, runner at second in Guzman with Paul Schoenfield at the plate.
All right, so 1 out, scoring position here, so in pretty good shape. Just need advance him over to third or base hit.
Yeah.
With Guzman's speed will score him.
Kelly and Schoenfield did not have great days at the plate the other day between them, and they're consistently West Virginia's 2 best hitters. They were 0 of 8 against Troy, so it'd be nice to see those 2 bust out. Kelly did not in his first at bat.
All right, 7:18. Let's hear from the George Washington head baseball coach. Our own Daniel Woods caught up with him post-game. It's Mike Davis after GW won the championship over Morgantown 6-5, their first ever state title.
I'm just going to ask you the straightforward question. What does it feel like to bring a baseball state championship back to George Washington High School?
Man, I just can't say. I don't even think I could put it into words. I'm so happy for our community who's really gotten behind GW baseball. When I took over here, Mike Armstrong, my assistant, he's been with me the whole 10 years. I think he's the only one that was crazy enough to believe me when I said GW baseball can win a state championship. But just super happy for our players. What a gritty performance. They bent, but they did not break. Super happy for our assistant coaches. A couple alumni on the staff, so that's fantastic for them. This couldn't even have been thought of when they played there. And of course, we got to shout out Coach Perry and Mike Hutchinson, who were a big part of what we did.
There's a lot of performances I could ask you about. I'll start with Ryan Anderson. Watched him just jump into your arms here. He struck out the last 4. How impressive was he?
Hands up! Yeah! Let's go!
Thanks, baby.
Let's go, Ron. Let's go.
Yeah, but how impressive and important was Ryan to everything you guys did tonight?
Throughout the whole tournament. He came in game 1 and did a great job of what he did. But he's just a great kid, man. He works his tail off. That's just so rewarding when you see kids go out there, big smile on his face when he's getting ready to get the final out. Just super rewarding, man. Those kids picked us up. They refused to lose.
Luke Gordon gave you a couple innings here to start. I could see him struggling with his grip on the ball.
Yeah.
When he comes back, he drives in the winning run for you.
Yeah.
What can you say about what he did tonight?
He was on a different planet offensively this week. Typically, I don't think I've ever seen John Falla struggle with the bat. And he did a little bit early on this week, and Luke was huge. He picked him up, and of course, that forced them to have to throw to John in this game. Because Luke was so deadly behind him.
And then last, I'll ask you about this crowd. Incredible turnout. I think your students were 8 or 10 rows deep behind the plate.
Look at that.
How impressive is this to see the turnout you had tonight?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, the way the community has got behind our program and believe the crazy things that I said when we spoke it into existence almost. But I mean, you see it. You can't really. I mean, you just get a look at it. So,
Coach, you've got a celebration to go take care of. Congratulations.
All right, there's Mike Davis, GW head coach, as the Patriots win their first ever state title in exciting fashion against Morgantown. Great season for Morgantown, as well as the Mohegans fall by the final of 5-4 was the final score there. Guzman stranded at second base, unable to get him around. So West Virginia heads to the bottom half of the first inning, no score with North Carolina. Slip down to AAA now. St. Albans with the victory over Ripley, 11-3. Fred Persinger talking with the Red Dragon head coach Rick Whitman postgame.
Third title in 9 years. I tell you what, that first inning, I thought, well, it could be over, but boy, Ripley wasn't going away. You knew that.
Oh, yeah, we knew. I mean, they were down 8 the first game, came back. I mean, we knew we had to keep scoring. I honestly never felt comfortable, honestly, the bottom of the seventh. And, you know, Brogan, he's pumping 88, 90. I mean, I felt good then. Yeah, just proud of the guys. I mean, we didn't swing it real well the first 2 games, but we came out today and swung it. So they deserve this. They really do. They're a special group.
Yeah, no doubt a special group. You win 3 games against 3 very good opponents to get this state championship. Talk about the quality of players that you have on this team.
Let's go. You know what? That's the first time that they've got me with that. They didn't give me the other 2 state champions, so they did get me on that one. I wonder what you were ducking for.
Well, you know, I'm a lot of things, but Stu's not one of them. Yeah. No, but again, the quality of players you have, it shows from number 1 all the way.
Yeah, you know, our pitching staff is what we wrote all year. I mean, we used the Burt kid, obviously the Sam's kid, and the Comer kid who hadn't pitched all weekend came out and gave us, you know, really good innings. I knew if we hit, we were going to be dangerous. This tournament, we waited till the last day to start hitting, but well worth it.
What is it about this thing, though? I mean, it is a long, long season, yet it always ends too soon for coaches, doesn't it?
It does. You know, like I told them before we came up here, no matter what happened today, they maxed out the season. I got to spend as much time with them, and they got to spend as much time with me as we possibly could. And, you know, to walk out of here with a trophy, just special group.
And you have a lot of that special group returning.
Yeah, we lose 3 seniors. You know, the Hatfield kid, who actually scored the winning run on Tuesday, he was hurt all year with his wrist. Never played an inning except for running. So it was great to see him do that. And, you know, I'm really proud of this. Happy for the town of St. Albans. Happy for administration. You know, we had our struggles in athletics, so it's nice to hang another banner up for baseball.
State champions, buddy.
Yes, sir. It sounds good.
It does indeed.
Thank you, Fred.
All right, Fred Persinger, Rick Whitman of St. Albans with the victory in the Class AAA state title game yesterday as they got the win over Ripley. So congratulations to St. Albans. Let's I'll tell you what, let's change it up here and hear from the winning pitcher in yesterday's AA title game. Frankfort defeated Logan 5-2, and Lanson Orndorff from Frankfort High School was on the mound. His thoughts post-game with Daniel Woods.
Got Lanson Orndorff with me. Lanson, talking to Coach Miller, he said he remembers the day you were born.
Yeah.
He remembers you as a bat boy for this program. What has Frankfort baseball meant to you?
It's everything, man. I spent my whole life basically since I have a picture of me holding the fence, and I'm literally shorter than a bat, so it's been my whole life.
Another complete game to win a state championship today. What was working for you out there on the mound?
Yeah, just trusting my defense and trusting the off-speed, because we knew they were patient and they were good hitters, so I had to get ahead early with fastball and then work the off-speed.
You give up the 2 runs, but your guys picked you up, got some runs on the board, and you were just a dog the rest of the way through. What was your mindset knowing that you had that opportunity to keep it rolling and come out with a win?
Well, all tournament and all tournament long, 2 runs can't beat us. That's what all our coaches were saying. So, like, these runs ain't going to beat us, and we got more because we were bearing up the kid on the mound. You know, we were seeing it well. Just unlucky. Great defense by them, though.
Last question, what's it going to be like getting to celebrate with these guys again?
Awesome. It's just really cool to win my last game.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Lanston Orndorff, winning pitcher for the Frankfort Falcons. Matt Miller is their head coach. Let's listen to his post-game thoughts from Frankfort High School.
Matt Miller, your second championship in 3 years. What's the feeling like for you right now?
I'm just super proud of our guys. They play so hard. They've worked so hard all winter long, putting in the weight room, putting it into the hitting facility. The time they put in, unbelievable. All credit to our kids. Lanston Orndorff with another gem. Our hitters did enough to get the win. So proud of them.
What can you say about Lanston's performance today? He faced a little adversity at times, but he battled through, held him to 2 runs, and your guys picked him up behind him.
He's our dude. I mean, it's simple as that. He does it all year long. His ERA is under 1 for a reason. The kid's been a dog. I remember Dave was born, so he's been with us his whole life. He's been our bat boy since he was 4 years old. So to have him win that special, so proud of him.
To have so many of this group be part of that team 2 years ago that won a state championship, you come one step short last year for these seniors to go out this way. What does that mean to you?
Well, you mentioned it. This should be 3 because we should have been in Double-A last year. But that's okay. These guys battled through, played with a chip on our shoulder, and got the job done.
And when you look at what this run has done for Frankfort baseball, what can this be for the program going forward?
This group has set a really good foundation. We've been good for a long time. In 2018-19, we were right there on the doorstep, and these guys got us over the hump. Just super proud of them.
Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, Matt Miller of Frankfort. And finally, we close it out with the Class Single A state championship going the way of the Sherman Tide. Jeremiah Petrie was the winning pitcher for the Tide, and following the game, Jeremiah Petrie, the head coach for the Sherman Tide, is Purdue was the winning pitcher, Brady Purdue. And after the game, our own Luke Wiggs had a chance to talk with Petrie following the 4-1 win over Gilmer County.
Well, Coach, if you can hear me, the emotions, everything that's going through your mind right now, and your thoughts on this game.
Hey, it's just a great game both ways. I mean, Brady Purdue picked a heck of a game for us today. And actually, he wasn't our starter. We were going to go another direction, but he messaged me last night and said, hey, I want the ball. So, I mean, the emotions are high. I mean, you can hear this crowd. We're loving it. We're loving it.
Coach, you've beaten 3 of the best teams in your classification to win this championship. You did so giving up 1 run. What does that say about Purdue, Tulaney, this defense, and everything?
Well, I've been telling everybody all year, we have one of the best pitching stats in all single A, best defenses in all single A, and it showed today.
What was it that made this group special to take that leap to win this championship? What was it?
They've been together forever. I mean, these parents have raised them on the ball fields. They're still together today. I mean, they're always together. They stay the night at each other's house. It's just, I mean, they're family.
And we were talking about the 10th man. This crowd, you got the support was incredible, wasn't it?
Hey, this support's amazing. You can hear the Tide all day long. I mean, you can tell from the boys from the first pitch to the last. It was great. It was great.
I got one more question for you. What's the party going to be like in Seth tonight?
We're eating like kings, guys. We're eating like kings.
Congratulations.
All right, there's Jeremiah Petrie, and good job by the MetroNews guys to avoid the water bath in 3 of the 4 of our interviews.
Did they avoid well? Not a good bottom half of the first so far for West Virginia. While UNC has not yet scored, Max Shell has given up a couple of singles. Fielder's choice in the middle there did get an out, but now he just skipped one off the dirt that I guess hit a Tar Heel. And
they're looking at it, may have hit his toe.
Would load the bases for North Carolina with 1 out in the bottom of the first.
Yep, it did. It hit him. It did not hit the ground first.
Okay, so there you go. North Carolina will have the bases loaded, 1 out. West Virginia facing some early trials and tribulations in this NCAA College World Series.
All right, 7:30. We'll take a break. More coming up next.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Hey, this is Brad Howe for your local internet provider, CityNet. For years, rural communities in West Virginia waited for reliable, high-speed internet. Now, fiber is most likely at your front door. Public investment helped build the opportunity, and CityNet delivered the service to homes and businesses just like yours. With free equipment, free installation, no contract, and local support you can count on, switching to fiber has never been easier. Fast downloads, smooth streaming, better connections for work, school, and everyday life. When it's high-speed internet you need, CityNet.net connects, protects, and perfects.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing, that they didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
All right, welcome back. Maxwell struggling to get out of the bottom of the first. We got the hit by pitch. That's when we left you. Walked in a run on 4 straight pitches. Then did get a ground out. However, that scored a run. So now West Virginia does have 2 outs and down now 2-0. And we'll head to the second inning as UNC flies out for out number 3.
That sun, and I saw this in an early game. We'll have to see how it sets in Omaha.
Well,
but
affected the catcher from North Carolina.
It did, and there was a pop-up that the shortstop for Mississippi could not handle in the earlier game because of that high sun. So ultimately, West Virginia was able to. That was Gravelin, able to secure that and get out of the inning without any further damage. But after one complete, North Carolina has jumped out to a 2-0 lead.
Yep, going to have score runs. We knew that.
Oh, yeah.
So. All right, Jaden Bray stopped by here about a month or so ago. 3 guys before the game, Mountaineer wide receiver. And Tony and the gang first asked him about his apparel.
That's my stepdad's son's jersey. He played tight end at OU.
Yeah.
And then he played a little bit overseas in Germany, so that's his overseas jersey. In the
is that a Frank? What were they? The Frankfurt? What were they? The Galaxy? Were they the Galaxy? Frankfurt? Was Frankfurt the? Yeah, I forget what that.
I'm not sure.
I'm not European football.
What, you're not familiar with it?
No, I'm not familiar. You're with it. And then like you guys have said, that's my freshman jersey when I was at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
So just got those hung up. This is my stepdad's little room right here. So when I come over, I kind of take over. So it's a lot of memorabilia stuff. If I flip the camera, there's a whole bunch of football
That's
stuff
his
all
man
around
cave.
here.
That's your stepdad's man cave.
Yeah, that's his man cave.
I said this to you before we started rolling. That chair you're sitting in, that looks like you could fall asleep in that without anesthesia. Like, does that thing put you out? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Man, as soon as you sit down in it, there's a controller right here. All these modes you can do. I know my stepdad loves this chair right here.
Yeah.
When I'm here, I know he probably upset because I don't leave this room. I really don't leave this room.
So if he falls asleep during the show, we know why.
Yeah, exactly. He had he had the massage thing on there. So you are. People may not know this, but right now you're in Norman, Oklahoma. So you're an Oklahoma guy, right?
Yep. Yes, sir. I am.
And your career has always been super interesting to me. Just kind of like the whole deal from your parents' side to playing at Oklahoma State, and then obviously to West Virginia. So when you think about it now, has this college career from start to where you are right now, has it seemed long or has it gone by quickly?
No, it's gone by super fast. Like, it's crazy. I've been in college a while, but the time goes by super fast. It honestly feels like I was a freshman, like not too long ago. Especially like the time spent at Oklahoma State that I was there. I wouldn't say it doesn't feel like it didn't happen because it was so long ago, but it also feels like it just happened. Because I just feel like time goes by so fast. So, and even like the time at West Virginia, this is going on my third year, and it doesn't even feel like I've been here like that long either. It's just because time goes by so fast. So, but while I'm here, I'll just be trying to hone in and realize where I'm at and not try to take advantage of the time while I'm here.
Not to scare you, but if you think this has gone by fast, like that's how the rest of your life goes. Like, like years click off like that was a week, and you go, wait a second, I've been out of school for how long? By the way, congratulations, double degree. You already have your undergrad, and in the course of this coming month, you're going to get your graduate degree as well. That's fantastic, man. I love people that use the system rather than letting the system use them. That's awesome. Do you have ideas once the ball is done as to what you might want to do?
Yeah, of course, like I always had a knack for like coaching and stuff like that, but like I'm a big advocate for like mental health. So if I can stay in sports and just like help athletes with off the field situations, but like not just off the field, just any situation that'll just help them become a better person. Even like if they're dealing with something on the field, I can help them. If they're dealing with something off the field, just try to like mentor them or just be like a role model around the facility that they can feel like they can talk to and stuff like that. In a sense, we got one right now at our facility, Dr. Sophia. She does a great job of making sure the guys are doing really good. So that's what I kind of want to do after football. So yeah.
I think also that Rasheed Marshall could be a mentor for you on that, because I was talking to him the other day. It's kind of what he does, because there's stuff everybody thinks it's players it's just practicing on the field, but there's all kinds of off the stuff field, and it's not always easy. And someone who's been through it, especially somebody who's played, has unique insight. So that's an interesting area for you to go into. I'm sure Rasheed's could give you some guidance there too.
Oh yes, sir. Rasheed is another great example. He's helped me more than enough since I've gone to West Virginia. So, yeah, Rasheed's another great role model.
Jade, let's stay on that topic. That's really interesting. I wonder how much, and I'm sure everybody listening to this program knows the past couple of years for you, the adversity you've had to fight through with the injuries. How much has that process influenced that reliance on mental health? You've obviously had to be very mentally strong to get through the last couple of years. How much has that influenced what you may want to do after football?
Oh, it's been like a major influence. Just like it's crazy, like dealing with certain situations, and then the next day you're going to class and you're trying to like learn, like you're actually learning about those things that can help you. So I wouldn't say I was already using like self-implement thoughts on myself, just to like make sure that I was doing good. But having a strong like connection and having strong friends and just good family members around just to make sure that you were doing good is always great. I'm never been the type of person to get too down on myself, 'cause there's always a situation worse. So, just kind of always got to thank God for, being there with you, and, he's got your plan. So, that was just kind of like the main thing I would say I was doing, was just keeping God first and keeping really great people around me to keep me lifted up through those hard times.
Jen, you were raised. I think both your mom and dad were in the Army. So were you raised with Army discipline?
Yes, for sure. They were pretty strict on me. Not too crazy like the drill sergeant typical parents, but they were very strict, and I can never be thankful for what they've done for me, because they obviously molded me into who I am today. So I'm very thankful for both of them.
Is it the military that got them to Oklahoma, or is that just where they were?
No, it was the military. I was born on Fort Sill. They were both stationed on Fort Sill military base out there in Lawton, Oklahoma. So I lived out in Lawton, Oklahoma for a quite extensive time, probably until like middle school, and then we ended up moving up to Oklahoma City. So that's kind of led them to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Is that military time punctuality in your blood there? When we went to join you today, you were within 15 seconds of the target mark, and you were early. Are you punctual? Is that one of your deals?
Yeah, that's kind of a big thing, Even like with football, you gotta be early, 5 minutes early. If you ain't early, you're late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was on it, boys. He was on right when he said he was.
Well, no, I'm happy to hear you say that, because I've been on road trips where the buses leave. Rich says bus is leaving at 1, and about 12:46, bus is pulling out. Like, if you weren't sitting there, see you later. So yeah.
Yeah, that's for true.
Yeah, Rich time.
If you're not on the bus, my fault. If you're not on the bus, they're scrambling, calling where you're at. So you got to get on the bus. So you got to get there.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
When did you identify in sports that you were going to be better than good? Was it a middle school thing where you're making plays, or like when did it kind of pop that, like, wait a second, this kid's got a chance to be like exceptional?
And I would really say my junior year of high school. 'Cause I played basketball only throughout high school, all the way up until just my junior year. I just decided to give football a try, because I had played like little league football when I was younger and stuff like that. But like, as soon as like middle school hit, I was strictly basketball only. So like I said, junior year, the football, I had moved to Norman. I had already moved to Norman like my sophomore year, but I was still strictly basketball. And then my junior year, the basketball coach was like, man, you should come in. I mean, the football coach was like, you should come in and give football a shot. And I was like, I don't know. There's probably like a week left to enroll, and I just went ahead and gave it a shot. Started playing football again. And then after my junior year, put up like a little, I think it was like 989 yards. Had a real good season and ended up finishing with like 15 Division I offers after my first year of football.
Oh my!
And yeah, and it was just kind of eye opening, because I had like been putting all this time into basketball, and like, of course, I had D2 offers and stuff like that, and I was getting like I was getting letters, and like I was getting letters from Division I's, but like it was never something that was just like, all right, we're gonna take a chance and throw you a D1 offer. But when I was looking, like, I've only been playing football a little under 3 months, and I have 15 Division I offers, so it was kind of a surreal moment for me. I think that was kind of like the biggest moment, because everything was very much new to me, especially like the recruiting, especially was so new to my parents and stuff like that. So that was a very surreal moment for me.
That's all right. That's Jaden Bray. We'll continue that conversation when we come back. Updates, Mountaineers 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the second. Now they have 2 outs. UNC does have a runner on first base. Again, Carolina leads 2-0. We'll update you on the other side of the break. Sportsline continues.
Our knees and hips are complex joints. For joint replacements to function properly, the implants must be placed with accuracy and precision. WVU Medicine's board-certified orthopedic surgeons use the latest technologies in robotic-assisted joint replacement to ensure the implants are in the exact spot they should be. If you have a joint problem, trust the expert surgeons at WVU Medicine. Visit wvumedicine.org/ortho.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
All right, North Carolina leaves one stranded on first base in the Carolina bottom of the second. West Virginia leads off the third with a base knock, and the Mountaineers have a base runner down 2-0. Nobody out, top half of the third.
Single to right field.
Sorry, I missed you there. Ben Lumsden.
Yeah, Ben Lumsden, who's been in red hot throughout the postseason, ropes a single to right field, and West Virginia, for the second time in 3 innings, has their leadoff batter on, but they have yet to get one across the plate. But we'll see what happens from here.
Yeah, I got Guzman to second base in the first, and before he got stranded, back-to-back outs. All right, we'll update you in a moment. Jordan, back to Jaden Bray from Three Guys.
It's a wild story. Were you a point guard or a 2?
I was running the point guard.
Yeah.
I was point guard. Yes, sir.
Pass first or shoot first, point guard?
I was pass first, but whenever the situation needed some scoring to get down, I would lace them up and get some work. So it was really whatever the game needed.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Give me the ball.
Classic point guard.
Give me the ball.
Yeah. Did you do the whole AAU thing? So you would go to those big events, those showcases, and all the coaches are there, and you're look at me, I can do this.
Yeah, yes, sir. I was big AAU. That's all I did. That's all I did throughout high school until my junior year. Like, as soon as I started getting offers in football, I literally put down the basketball and just like, all right, I'm gonna just stick with football from now on. Like after that, I didn't even really care about basketball anymore.
Yeah. So I hear you. So basically you were saying like, hey, I showed you what I can do in basketball. You guys aren't interested. These football guys are interested. I'm going over here.
Yeah. That's basically what kind of transpired after that junior year. Just put head down into football.
All right. Do this. Do some self-scout. What didn't you have to get big boy offers in basketball? What did you have to get big boy offers in football?
I'd say in basketball, I wasn't kind of like the aggressor, if that makes sense. Like I was more like laid back. Like I was doing my job, but I wasn't like, I don't think I was showing them anything over the top. When I was out on the football, like I'm out on the perimeter. It's like me versus like it's 1-on-1. Like if I don't do what I gotta do, like I was just out there being like a dog out there more. When I was out on the basketball court, I was just more like timid. I'm not saying like they wasn't really feeling me on the basketball court, but my presence was definitely felt more out on the football.
See, that's crazy because I was just going to say, as you watch you play receiver, you are aggressive. You will go up and win 50-50 balls. That's part of your best attribute, I would think.
Yeah, so that's what I would say. Just being more aggressive, more confident out on the football field. I felt like on the basketball field.
You get more than a dozen.
On the court.
I'm sorry. You get more than a dozen scholarship offers for football. What were your visits, and why was it OSU in the beginning?
So as soon as I got all my offers, COVID had hit.
Wow.
So I didn't get to go on no visit. Everything was virtual. Everything was a virtual visit. So a kid that just started playing football, like getting into recruiting, all these coaches, it was just really just my best like interest for me to stay home.
Yeah.
Because of course, like I was doing virtual visits and I was like building connections with schools, but like it was so much we could only do over the phone and stuff like that. But Oklahoma State was right down the street, so we were able to like to just go drive down there and do visits within like the COVID rules, like so. And during the time, they had a really good coaching staff that I felt like was good for me.
Yeah.
And when the time that I was like my freshman year when I went there, it was great. We went to a Big 12 championship. We had a great team. Like the whole time I was at Oklahoma State, it was a good time. So that was one of like the main reasons I had just ended up staying home because COVID didn't even really let me get to experience the whole recruiting thing, like the whole recruitment and stuff like that.
Okay, so then you decide to transfer. You wind up at West Virginia. Why? What drew you here?
It was just more opportunity. During the time, like the coaches that were here, just like the plan that they were selling me, just felt like it was home. Even when I came and visited West Virginia, it just felt like home. The place, as soon as I walked to the facility, the people, it felt like West Virginia wanted me, and they were welcoming me with open arms, and that was nothing more that I wanted, especially like the situation that they said that they were going to put me in. And if I were to able to do what I were to do, like handle my stuff, then I would be set up for success. So that was the main reason I had ended up coming to West Virginia.
All right, Jaden Bray, three guys for the game. Again, if you want to go back and listen to it in its entirety, that was the episode 717. So thanks to Jaden for stopping by. All right, good news. The West Virginia is on the board.
Yeah, Mountaineers making some noise in Omaha. Ben Lumsden, as last we reported, got in a single, ended up at second. Amani Guzman drives him in with a single. Gavin Kelly follows with a single. So Mountaineers have a run in, 2 on first and second, and Paul Schoenfield up with 1 out.
All right, very good. Forced a mound visit as well. So we'll see what happens. We'll update you one final time on the other side of the break as we close it out next.
Hey, this is Brad Howe for your local internet provider, CityNet. Fiber is now at your front door and even in rural areas and communities across West Virginia. Thanks to broadband expansion funding, your tax dollars helped make it possible. And CityNet turned that investment into real connections for local families and businesses. Now, you can get blazing fast fiber internet with free installation, free equipment, no long-term contract, and local customer support that's always close to home. Don't settle for slow or no internet for another day. When it's high-speed internet you need, CityNet.net connects, protects, and perfects.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's a great point.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Currently reviewing a steal from Armando Guzman. He was called safe at third, although North Carolina has challenged.
It is close.
Yeah, it is very, very, very close. Call on the field was safe.
Called him out.
They're going to call him out. So
on the review.
He's erased at third, so 2 outs and a runner at second.
Yeah, Gavin Kelly did advance to second. So don't get Armando Guzman out on a steal very often, but North Carolina gets him as he tried to advance to third.
Yeah. All right. UFC fights, by the way, if you're into that, tonight from the White House. I just saw they've been delayed by an hour due to thunderstorms, although what's coming through Morgantown now is bound for D.C., so it's just going to be a stormy night. Patience cap. All right, Mountaineers down 2-1 as we leave the air tonight on this Sunday. We'll have a complete wrap-up tomorrow night on the Sportsline. Have a great night, everybody.
From the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline is an exclusive production of the MetroNews Radio Network. All rights reserved.